All right, so today we're talking about the Oliynedy Leveling Lawn Rake. This is the 65-inch tall model, little taller than 65 inches, but that's what they call it. The actual rake size is going to be a 26 by 10, and we'll just go through some of the things that I really like about it, and one thing that I do wish they could change moving forward if they were to do another model. All right, so starting off with the handle and the shipping, these are really great as far as shipping, because as you can see here, all you do is just screw these all in. So it actually comes in one flat, small box, and you assemble the entire rake. Now the trade-off with that is there are these sections in between that they're a little rough on your hand. So as you're pushing the rake through the lawn, this is going to go through your hand right here. And if you're not wearing gloves, you could get a blister. Now that said, the flip side, the actual metal part is nice and textured and feels great. So if you're only holding it here and you're just pushing it along or pulling it, no problem. But if you're going to slide it through your hands like that, back and forth, may want to wear gloves because of the little yellow rings. Okay, so things that are really great about this, we already talked, it is flat pack, assemblable, it is adjustable in height. That is also great. I do recommend you generally keep it at its full height if you can though, because that means you can cover much more area from one location. If you have a shorter rake, you're going to be walking a lot more, which when you're leveling a whole lawn, that's going to be a lot of work. So the long handle is the way that I would recommend. As far as the size and weight of the leveling plane here, 26 by 10 is a really good middle ground for a leveling rake. It's not too big where you can't use it on, just leveling out a couple of patches on your sod or on your lawn. It's also not too small where if you have to do the entire lawn, it's going to be an all-day event. So it is a good size for pretty much most average home lawns. And then the weight is actually really good too. So it's got decent weight here. So like we had some clumps in our topsoil delivery, even though it was screened. And this thing just bust right through them. Same thing with the aeration cores that were left over. Just waited for them to dry up, hit it with this, and it would just break right through them. So it does have a good weight where you're not really having to push down a lot to do the leveling. Definitely not going to be a problem if you're doing sand, but yeah, if you're doing any kind of dirt, compost, anything like that, where you're going to have those chunks, it has a good weight to actually get through that. All right, and then one thing that I do wish they could change, but you could do this too, just by going to your local hardware store, is the locking nuts here, as well as the bolt. They do have a little bit of play in them, which means over time this will loosen. You just tighten it up by hand, or you can get a locking bolt there and add a couple washers in. So it definitely is not a problem, but it is a little bit of an annoyance every time that you pull it out of the shed or the garage. Just give it a quick tighten up. All right, so that is the Oliynedy 65-inch lawn leveling rake. Definitely I recommend for anyone who's trying to work on a leveling project.